My name is Ahmad Khairul Amirin Iqbal bin Ahmad Zaki. I'm the first presenter about cocoa tree from this slide. And introduction about cocoa tree. Okay, cocoa tree, or also known in the scientific name, is Cerboma cacao. Okay, is a small evergreen tree in the family Malvaceae, native to the deep tropical regions of Mesoamerica. Its seeds, cocoa beans, are used to make chocolate liquor, cocoa solids, cocoa butter, and chocolate. Okay, cocoa order is Malvaceae, and its family is Malvaceae. Its genus is Theobroma, and its species is Theobroma cacao. Okay, this is the example of parts of cocoa tree. Okay, the first picture is the example of cocoa tree and pots. Second one is the close up, how cocoa pot looks. The third one is ripe cocoa pot. Okay, the fourth one is the example of cocoa flower. The fifth and the sixth one is the red cocoa pots. Okay, the sixth one is, you can see there, it is a close up picture for the red cocoa pots. Okay, cocoa trees are tropical plants and grow best in humid conditions. The plants require a deep, fertile, and well-draining soil with a pH between 5.0 until 7.5. The cocoa farming is best developed in regions having about 27 degrees Celsius average annual temperature. Cocoa may also be vegetatively propagated via three methods. First one is cuttings, second one is marketing, the third one is budding. Okay, cuttings should have 2 until 5 leaves and 1 or 2 buds. Okay, and marketing is achieved by removing a strip of bark from a bunch. And for budding, is covered the area will develop roots and might then be removed and planted. Okay, that is what we call budding. Often want to rejuvenate all the plantings and involve excising a bud and positioning it under a flap of bark on another tree. Okay. This one is the example, an explanation of about the cocoa flowers. The flower first appear as small green or white buds at the flower cushion. The buds reach matured and open within 28 days. These three flowers, buds emerging from flower cushion. This is the flower buds about to open and fully open flowers. It is small, white, non-scented, and borne on long pedicle or stalk. Okay, as usual, flowers have both male and female parts on the cocoa tree. The female part consists of stigma, style, and ovary, which contains ovule, and the whole structure is surrounded by staminodes. The male part is made up of long stalk and anther with pollen grains at the tip. Okay, the anther is hidden in a pocket-like structure called the petal sac or pouch. Okay, this is the three main varieties of cocoa plant that always been sold and always been used to do chocolate and everything. Okay, on the left side is Forestero, the middle one is Criollo, and the last one, the right one, is Trinitario. Right. So how do we plant cocoa and how do the planting system of cocoa? Okay, first of all, the plot should have easy access. The plot that we want to plant the cocoa should have easy access and be located near a water source to facilitate watering and phytosanitary treatment. Okay, choose soil that is rich, well drained, deep, loose on the surface, sand clay, and with a water table more than 1 meter deep. Okay, please remember that cocoa prefers acidic soil, pH below than 6. Okay, to plant cocoa tree at the start of rainy season, make holes measuring 40 by 40 by 40 centimeter at the staked out positions, taking care to separate the surface soil from the deeper soil. If possible, insert some truly decomposed manure, compost, or humus-bearing soil into the bottom of the hole. Okay, first one, select the healthiest and most robust plants from the nursery, place them at the side of the holes in which they are to be planted, and then remove the black soil, stones, and pieces of wood from the roots and place the plant at the bottom of the hole. Next, carefully cut away and remove the plastic bag. After that, prepare the plant by removing any roots sticking out of the clod of soil, as well as the first leaf situated just above the clod, while cutting the bottom of the taproot, often roll up at this level, approximately 2 centimeters from the base. That's all from me. Now, Kusna.
Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi taala wabarakatuh. My name is Muhammad Kusnanul Hakim bin Roslan. S52408. It's my turn to present about cocoa plantation, and my part is the farm management. Which is the first part is fertilization. Okay, we talk about fertilization. We spread the fertilization in a ring around the trunk at a distance of about 1 meter from it, where most of its small roots are. As doctor can see in the picture, we spread the fertilizer around the tree at a distance of 1 meter. We call it broadcasting. And we apply fertilizer twice a year, in April and September. And for the weed management, when the cocoa trees are young, we should weed 4 or 5 times every year. And when the cocoa trees are bigger, they catch a lot of shade, and so few weed will grow, and it will be enough to weed once a year. And between the row of coconut trees, we should not leave the soil bare, so we can cover the soil either with cut weeds or with palm fronds if available. And for the pruning, the cocoa tree is a tree that develops well. It has a single straight trunk. A crown of 3 to 5 main branches form about 1.5 meters above ground level. So sometime during the first year, several shoots form on the trunk. So we must cut off this shoot and leave only the strongest. Sometimes the crown form too low down at the less than 1 meter above ground level. So choose a shoot which grows straight up and let it develop. A new crown will then form at a good height, and then first crown will stop growing just like in the picture. And now we go to the disease management. This disease is the main disease that make people give up on doing the cocoa plantation, and the name of the disease is the black pot. We got three name for the scientific name for this black pot. The first one is Phytophthora palmivora, Phytophthora megakarya, and the last one is Phytophthora capsicum. The symptom we can see is the translucent spot on pot surface which develop into a small dark hard spots, and entire pot become black and necrotic within 14 days of initial symptom, just like in the picture. And we also have a white to yellow downy growth on the black areas. Internal tissue become dry and shrivel, resulting in mummified pots. So how we manage this disease? We use a protective spray of copper containing fungicides in combination with systematic fungicide, often recommended to control the disease. And also, cocoa plant should be well spaced to allow good air circulation through the plantation. Mummified pods should be removed and destroyed to reduce more spread with another cocoa tree. And next is the pest management. The first pest management is a cocoa mealybug. The symptom is the flattened oval to round disc like insect covered in waxy substance on tree branches. We can see that is the symptom. And this insect attract ants which may also be present. Insect colony may also be associated with growth of sooty mold due to fungal colonization of sugary honeydew extraction by the insect. Symptom of direct insect damage not well documented, but tree may exhibit symptom of cocoa swollen shoots. And we do for the management for this pest, Mealybug can potentially be controlled by natural enemy such as lady beetles, but we commonly control using chemical. Chemical pesticide may also decrease population of natural enemies, leading to mealybug outbreak. And now is for the harvesting. Harvesting involves removing repot from the tree and open them to extract the wheat beans. So, pods are suitable for harvest for 3 to 4 weeks, after which time the beans begin to germinate. The pods are opened to remove the beans within a week to 10 days after harvesting. Sometimes, the pods are transported to a fermentary before splitting. And for the best way of opening the pods is to use a wooden club which, if it strikes the central area of the pod, causes it to split into two halves. It is then easier to remove by hand the bean. We also can use a cutting tools such as a machete, but often, but this cutting tool can damage the bean also, so must be careful when using it. And after we extraction from the pods, the beans undergo a fermentation and drying process before being bagged for delivery. And current price of cocoa in Malaysia is 10 ringgit 5 cents per kg. And example cocoa plantation in Malaysia is we have 4 place do the cocoa plantation. In Malaysia, cocoa cultivation cover 12k per hectare of land. 12,000 per hectare of land, primarily at Ranau in Sabah, Kota Samarahan in Sarawak, as well as Jeranto and Kuala Lipis in Pahang. The country as the second largest processor of cocoa seeds in Asia last year, ranked in 5.55 billion, which means 1.3 billion US dollar of export earning via the cocoa sector. However, in 2014, data from the Malaysia Cocoa Board state that some 99% of the cocoa beans used were import, and this may stem the growth of the cocoa sector in the long run. So the issue and the challenge in Malaysia is cocoa processing industry. Balanced growth between upstream and downstream activity means lack of locally produced cocoa beans to meet the growing local greening requirement. Uh, we also need to import of cocoa bean, which means outflow of foreign exchange. We also over dependent on importation of cocoa bean is at risk. Uh, Government decision to increase local production of cocoa bean. However, judging from the current negative sentiment expressed on cocoa cultivation, the effort to increase local production of cocoa beans will be a major challenge. So that's all from us. Thank you.